Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's good, everybody? Let's wait a few minutes here for some people to join in and then we'll get started right away. I hope everyone had a great weekend and a good trading week after Monday. How did it go, guys? I hope you ended up in profit for the week. Here again. What's up, Funded Trader? Welcome back, man. What's up, nobody? Welcome back. Chait, what's up? What's up, Nelson? Andrell? Ready to go crazy on today's stream or what? Thank you, Nelson. Happy Monday to you too as well. I already started with a banger. Y'all. I'm about to break this trade down for you. Crazy start to the week, right? All-time highs on gold once again. It's insane. My weekend was pretty good. Can't complain. Went to a wedding. Was pretty nice. What's up, Man? What's up, Pranav? Welcome. What's up, D? Hey, yo, last time on the stream, I didn't ask from where you guys are. So drop your country in the comments, guys. I want to see from where you are. I'm currently in Germany. How about you guys? Drop it in the comments. Jamaica, yo, that's crazy. Canada, W, India. Wow, that's crazy, guys. It's like international. Nigeria. Let's go. Now that's awesome, guys. Who wants to go to Germany? Do you guys want to come visit me? Like, my doors are open, yo. Nah, I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding, actually. I'm very welcoming, but But yeah, guys, I would say let's get started, right? Because I don't want to take too much of your time. I only have an hour, so I want to make sure that I take the most advantage of it. So with us, let's get started. First of all, with the breakdown on gold, on where it's at right now, and where we could see it head in the next week or so, because obviously we still have Monday, so it's pretty early. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen here for you guys. Would love to come to Germany. Yeah, it's a pretty nice country. Depends on what your preferences are. I'm more of a beach type guy, so not really the best beaches here in Germany. All right, currently sharing my screen. Let me know if you guys can see. Drop a 1 in the comment if you guys can see my screen, please. Everybody's like, yeah, why not? Everybody wants to come here. Met from Botswana. Let's go, W. What's up, Tanjil? Welcome to the stream. All right, you guys can see my screen. That's awesome. So I'd say let's break it down. Let's break gold down. Obviously, I want to be honest with you. We are bullish, right? I'm not going to lie to you. Why should I lie to you? We are clearly bullish. So last week and this week, I will mainly be looking for buys actually. Now, there's a lot of people saying like, yeah, it has to come down sooner or later. But if we look at it on the weekly time frame, we have been bullish since 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks straight, right? So 4 weeks has been going up. Who can tell us that this week it will be going down, and who can guarantee us that it will continue going up? Obviously, we don't know, right? But the probability overall, since we have been bullish the entire time, there's a probability that we will continue bullish because this is the actual trend we are talking about. So looking at the weekly time frame, the weekly candle closed super bullish last week, right? I managed to capitalize on a lot of buys on these and like ultra like sniper entries, very, very good trades. So I hope you guys also could take some advantage of gold buys here. Because last week on the stream I mentioned that we are bullish, so you should mainly be looking to take buys. So we got a breakout structure here on the weekly time frame the week prior. Now this week we closed super bullish again. We came down for a little pullback in the night of the Sunday to Monday, and now we're currently breaking back above and breaking all-time highs here. So coming back to the daily time frame, we also see like, damn, we're super bullish, right? We had like bullish day after day after day after day. We had one bearish day here, which was more of a pullback, and then the bullish engulfing on Friday, and now we're continuing to push, which is insane. Now, coming back to down to the 4 hour time frame. So basically, I don't know if you guys remember from last stream how I do my breakdowns, but it's basically top down analysis. So I always like put my zones on the weekly, on the daily, and on the 4 hour time frame, and on the 1 hour time frame, and then I take my trades based off that from zone to zone, right? So here we have the 4 hour time frame. So we have a break up to the upside here. And now if we zoom in on this, we see that we saw multiple rejections in this area here. Let me draw this out. So we had multiple rejections here stating that this entire area, which is the, let's say the 35, 96, 95 area, is a strong area of supply where price was struggling to break above. So then we came down for the pullback back into this area here, which now, if we take this wick into consideration as well, is another area of interest, which is the 35.80, right? So based off that, I have my zones here. Then we see a clear breakout here, which was at 6 a.m. today. I think is today, September 8th. Yeah. So 6 a.m. today, which was pre-London session. We got that breakout over there. So we see another breakout structure to the upside. So another confirmation that we should mainly be looking to take buys. Also, guys, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments, right? I'm reading them. So if you have any question, whatever question it is, drop it in the comments. I got you. Okay. So yeah, let's continue. So we got a breakout to the upside. We're clearly bullish. And now we see something very interesting because based off the 4 hour time frame, the last area where we saw market structure actually form, which was this high over here, then we got a form of a pullback, then we got a breakout. Now this was the last time we saw 4 hour market structure, and since then price has just been breaking out on the 4 hour time frame. So when I see that, what I do is I come back down into the 1 hour or 30-minute time frame, in this case the 30-minute, and see what we got here. So recent price action tells us that in this area here, we saw some struggle. So price started consolidating, right? Then we got a breakout here at 12. So like mid lunchtime London session. And then we started consolidating again, but this time we're bouncing above this area. So here, basically, we could consider this a nice break and retest setup, right? So here you could have taken buys already, or based on my strategy, a break and retest setup here. And then we started bouncing again in this area. And then ultimately we had this breakout here at 2:30. Now, 2:30, we have New York's session open. And then at 3:30, we have the stock exchange open. So I usually only take trades after 3:30. I'm more of a scalper day trader. I don't really like swinging that much. I'm not that patient, if I'm honest. I only trade gold as of right now. I used to trade NAS 100 and US 30, but I'm more focusing on gold right now because it's a little better, for better sniper entries. My entry time frame is actually the 5-minute time frame. So let me break this down here. Actually, the trade I just took here. So 5-minute time frame, right? First of all, I like to take my entries based off price action, right? So my favorite setup is this, like to the T. It's this, guys. It's a break and retest setup. So what I mean by a break and retest is we got a breakout. So here we have resistance and resistance, right? We had a double top, and then we get a breakout into this range. So during this breakout, we saw a fair value gap form down here on the 5-minute and on the 50-minute time frame. So it's already two time frames in sync on the fair value gap, which is pretty dope. So that's a high probability setup once price comes into that range. So I'm like a type of a very patient trader, so I wouldn't get in just because it's breaking out. I need to wait for the pullback, and then I need to wait for some type of a rejection or reaction on this zone to get in on the buys. So we got a breakout here. We got a pullback into literally to the T, to the fair value gap. So what did I do? I entered a little bit of aggressive. I got in on the 50% fair value gap pullback, placed my stop loss below the zone, because if price were to come lower and basically, invalidate the fair value gap and close back under, then I'm not interested in taking any trades here unless it closes back above the range, or if it comes back down into my next support range and rejects here, so I can take buys from here to here, right? So I got in aggressively, more or less aggressively, close rejecting. So that was the confirmation I needed to hold the trade. And then my TP1 was at the equal highs here, over here, right? So once it reached this highs on this candle here, I moved my stops to break even, because knowing when to get in is important, knowing how to manage your trade is important, and knowing when to get out is also important. So I decided to get out on the 3.4 hour, 3.5 approximately. So I ended up getting out at this candle over here, giving me a 3.4 on this trade. I risk around, on this account, I risked, I think, like 350, so 0.75% on the challenge. Yeah, all-time highs is always a little tricky to trade all-time highs. Yeah, you also trade gold, but not lately because it's all-time highs. Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit tricky. Can you do a detailed explanation about how to define a fair value gap, like explaining in a way 5-year-old would understand? Yeah, absolutely. So a fair value gap is basically, it consists of 3 candlesticks, right? So the time frame really doesn't matter. It could be on a 5-minute, 15, 30-minute. The time frame doesn't matter. What's important for you to know is that it consists of 3 candlesticks. So let me draw this out for you. So we have the first candlestick, right? Then we have the second candlestick, which, let's say, opens here, breaks up to the upside. And then we have the third candlestick. Now let's all assume that these are bullish candles, right? Like around here-ish. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. So what we have here is we have these candlesticks here. Let me move this a little lower. Wait, let me edit this a little bit. So this actually has to go a little higher, because if it's bullish, it opens here. All right. So let's assume that, these are like 3 bullish candles, right? So we're going to the upside. So what you actually want to focus on is on the third, like the one in the middle. This candlestick is the most important. Now, what you typically want to look for is for an area that is unfilled. So let me draw this out. So we have this high of this previous candle come all the way here, right? So you want to mark off the high of the first candle, and you want to mark off the low, which is this point here, of the third candle when we're bullish, right? So this entire area here is considered the fair value gap area, because this wick here has not filled it, and this wick here also didn't fill it. So it's like an area that is empty, where we could anticipate, since here are like resting orders waiting, we could anticipate that after breakout, price comes back down into this fair value gap, stacks up on orders, and then based off that goes higher. What's up, V Legacy? What's up, Xfinity? I prefer trading during New York session, but I did take a few trades today during London as well. No way candles act as magnets for price. Yeah, also. So no wick candles, if you see that as well, that's also some type of like unfilled orders. So basically here, for example, when you see that, you could anticipate that when price taps into here, you will see some type of a rejection or reaction in this area. Now it could be short-term bearish, or based off that, just dump down. It depends on the time frame. But fair value gap is 3 candles. The most important is the unfilled candle in the middle. You want to wait for price to break out, come back in that range, and then look for rejection. So let me show this again on the trade that I took today. So here we see first candle, the high of this candle. We see the third candle, the low of this candle, and then we see this entire range unfilled. So what happens? Price comes into it to the T, right? Fills up and stacks up orders, rejects, and then breaks out. So that's how I can, basically maximize my R multiple, because I look for these fair value gaps in combination with a simple break and retest setup. So I'm combining price action basically with smart money concepts, kind of. Thank you for explaining. Of course, I got you. I got you guys. Does all three candlesticks has to be three consecutive buy candles or three consecutive sell candles or two green, one red, two red, and one green? That's a great question. I believe that it has to be like three. Or no, actually no. So for example, here we could consider this some type of fair value gap as well. So we have the high of the low, no, the high of the first candle, we have the low of the third candle, and then we drag it to the right. So we see that although this is a bearish candle, we still have some space here. So this is a fair value area, which also got tapped in. As long as it doesn't close below, this is still a valid zone. So this would also be a valid fair value gap basically to take entry. But it's a little aggressive because it's all-time highs. Now, if we're talking bearish, right, you want to make sure that you are first of all in a bearish market structure, and then you can also look, for example, so here we would have the high of the first candle to the low of the first candle to the high of the third candle if we're looking bearish. Now this area here is a bearish fair value gap, but I wouldn't obviously take these sells because we're clearly bullish, so that would be basically taking a counter trend trade. Nice breakdown, appreciate it. Yeah, Chaita. So I do prefer trading in New York, actually. New York session for gold is the best. You do get some good setups on London as well, but I'm mainly, taking New York trades. Gold is very strong, has to be smart not to be surprised. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Wick to wick, Angelic. I understand the break and retest, and that's my bread and butter playbook. Angelic, same, man. That's like so simple as well. I love it. Literally, guys, break. You waited for it to come back in the zone. Like it's not like this is textbook trade. I actually wanted this trade to go on during the stream, but it hit my TP pre-stream like literally 10 minutes before. I was like, nah, I want you guys to see I'm actively in the trade, so you guys to see how I manage it and everything. But maybe next time, guys. W. So what else should I break down here? So on the challenge we're up 3.5%, I think. I'm taking it a little slow, a little conservative, because I don't want to I don't want to blow this for you. But here we see, so basically guys, I want to be fully transparent. So the trades I took today were a few during London because I was literally trying to, so as you guys will see, you see based off the win and the losses, my losses are very small because I have a very tight stop loss, because I look to target like a big R multiple. So when I get stopped out, it's like 200, 250, 100, under 100, right? Break even here. But I was mainly looking and waiting for the buys here. So I got rewarded on these buys and these buys, so I ended up making 3% around that on the day, which is fine. But it's not always right. It's not. I don't have a 100% win rate, so you guys see that as well on the day. If I have like, if I have a conviction of a direction, I would stick with it. Um, and then give it let's say a few tries for price to get there. And then typically my losses are like so small, because if it doesn't go my direction directly, I will cut the trade and wait for a better entry and then get in again. And then if it goes in my direction, I just hold it, or sometimes even scale into it. Do you use higher time frame to lower time frame correlation? If so, which time frames? Yeah, absolutely, Pranav. I start on the weekly. On Mondays, I start off on the weekly because I want to see where price could potentially go during the week. But if it's already in the week, I will start off on the daily time frame, and then just go down daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and then the 30-minute, 50-minute is for direction purposes, and then the 5 minute and sometimes even the 3 minute is for my sniper entries. You take inverse fair value gaps into consideration, sometimes, but not as often. I would rather take a normal fair value gap based on the entry. If I see it's inversed, then I could basically start switching bias, so that will be like an extra confirmation in case we're looking to take the counter trend trade. Take the same trade. Let's go. W. Market drop, but focus only setup. Yeah, I mean, we could see price coming back down sooner or later. It has to come down, right? But it's like trying to guess where that downfall will start is like gambling. It's literally gambling. So for example, I could say, yeah, based off this wick here, we're gonna sell. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell from here. But looking at the market structure, we're super bullish still. So why would I sell here? Selling here would make more sense because we have a huge ass rejection candle here and then price breaking back down. But also short term because we're still bullish on the higher time frames. How do I mark support and resistance levels? So fairly simple. I look at price action and I see where we see some type of reaction. So for example, here we see price, first of all, reached this area, had a huge bearish move. It reached this area and started chopping around because, the buyers were holding this range. And then we see price pulling back into it. Then we see price still struggling in this area because it couldn't break above. What do we see again? Sellers holding. What do we see again? Sellers holding, right? So if I see this continuation of price reacting in that area, I can anticipate that this is a very interesting zone, which I want to make sure to mark off, because based off this zone, we can see some type of price reaction. Now, same thing down here. We have rejection, rejection, rejection in this area. We break up, we come back down, we reject in this area again. So based off this price action, I could anticipate that the next time it comes into this area, we could see some type of reaction, which we got here. Now, same thing here. We have the resistance up here. So if we get a breakout here, which was during London session, we could anticipate that if it closes above, we will continue higher, which we did. Same thing here. What do we get here? Consolidation. Price starts chopping around. Sellers are holding this area. It's struggling to break above. So what do I want to wait for here? I want to make sure to mark off this. I want to make sure to mark off this. So if we break above, we're still bullish. If we break below, we can see a break and retest back down into this other major zone of interest, which we've already marked off here, right? So that's basically how I trade. It's like from zone to zone. That's how I mark it off as well. Usually on the 4 hour, 1 hour, and on the daily time frame is where I mark off my levels. Now, since we're dealing with an all-time high here, like trading all-time highs on gold, I also place my zones on like the 30-minute time frame here. So this is like a 30-minute zone, more than a 1 hour. What's my plan on around NFP, CPI? Do I actively trade or stand back? I usually stand back during high impact news. I do not recommend trading news at all. You could wait like 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour after the news to look for a setup, but you should not be in a trade when there's like high impact news, because the probability of you getting stopped out, but like your stop loss order will typically not fill exactly where you have it placed, but more like way lower because of the slippage. And that has happened to me a few times where I tried trading NFP. I absolutely got collabed. I tried trading NFP like 2 or 3 times. I blew my account 3 times. And after the third time, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm not doing that. Not doing that again. I literally have my stop loss. Like imagine, let's do an example, right? So imagine I get it on a trade here and I have my stop loss down here, right? Like literally where it's at right now. And then we see NFP come up and it's like, ooh, it spikes and I'm like in profit. I'm like, yeah, this was a good idea. And then next thing you know, boom. All right. Now, the problem with trading news is, yes, I have my stop loss here, but until it got filled like down here. So I'm losing way more than I was anticipating due to slippage because the drop happened so fast, right? So that's why I absolutely do not recommend trading news. That happened too many times to me. I blew so many accounts because of this. So yeah, I'm just being transparent, guys. Don't trade news. So NFP, I would stay away. I stayed away last Friday. What else? CPI, I will wait for it to pass. PMI, I wait for it to pass. FOMC, it's typically super choppy before FOMC, so I'm not really trading on that day. Hey, you guys, stop laughing at me, yo. Shit happens. I anticipate price to retrace to 35.85, 35.85. Where's 35.85? All the way down here. Wow, all the way down here. Yeah, that has to be like a big ass drop, but probability is there. What you do want to wait for is before taking any sells is you want to wait for a breakout structure on the high time frames, right? So as of right now, you guys see we're still creating higher highs and higher lows here. So we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So the last higher low point is actually the point where I took my buys based off. So you want to make sure that you wait for price to break this low, close below, come back up, create a lower high, and then create a new lower low. And now we have the three leg extension. That's called like the three leg extension is called the change in trend. I don't know if you guys have heard that before. If not, then now you know, right? We have the first leg, which is a breakout leg. This leg typically will break the structure of the market. So we were bullish, now we're breaking structure to the downside, bearish, breakout leg. Then we have the second leg, which is the pullback leg, right? So we get a pullback into this area, could be up here. As long as it doesn't break this high again, it's considered a pullback. Could be here, 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 could even be a super small pullback. So now we got a pullback, and then we have the extension leg. So we break out, pullback, extension. Now the extension will confirm the overall trend because now we're breaking this previous low again. So once you have the three leg extension, right, this is considered a break of trend. So when we see this on the 1 hour time frame, now coming into session, I could consider taking sells as well because now the trend has officially switched on the 1 hour time frame, for example, to bearish. And with it, we have a higher probability of the trade actually going bearish now. Buzz cut. Yeah, not really buzz cut, but yeah, did cut my hair. I don't want to take sells, just buys. Yeah, like I said, as of right now, the probabilities are still bullish. So it absolutely makes sense to be looking to take buys. Let me take a sip here, guys. And then I also want to go over 3 types of breakout structure where I take my trades based off. And give you guys some free sauce, you know what I mean? Price didn't trigger you in a New York opening. Yeah, that happens. All good. All good. Sometimes, guys, sometimes there are days, maybe even a week, where I don't take any trades. And that's just being honest because not every day is a trading day. And that's the first lesson that you have to learn as a trader. Not every day is a trading day. You might show up to your session, you might wait for a setup. But if you don't get a setup presented, that's a sign for you to stay away on that day and don't trade. And now on every day where you come to the charts, you make your analysis, your pre-market analysis, you're actively on the market when the market opens. If you still manage to not take a trade on that day, that no trading day will improve your discipline as a trader by 100%. Because if you can have a pre-market analysis, sit and wait on the charts for a setup and not take anything, you're 100% more disciplined than a trader that is just FOMOing in because he feels like he has to take a trade every day. So if you've had those days where you make your analysis, your breakdown, you wait for a setup, you don't get it, and you don't trade on that day, props to you. You're already 2 steps ahead of a unprofitable trader. I do not really trade SMC. The only SMC concept I use is fair value gap. Thank you for your transparency. Of course, I'll try my best. I don't trade any currency pairs. No, I do not trade Forex. I used to, but they're a little too slow for me. They're like low key, a little bit too slow. There's actually really good setups on Forex. Like you could take really good trades, but those will turn more into day trades, sometimes even swing trades, because they're a little slower. I thought price would come for liquidity and tag me, but it didn't. All good, man. There's always another day. There's always another hour where price could definitely come into your area. Opinion about Euro USD. Let me save my chart here firstly. Now let's look at Euro. Euro, yeah. So Euro is fairly similar to gold, obviously, because we're comparing here with the USD. Now the USD is very weak since a few weeks, so that's why we see like this bullish impact here. Now we do see is that a daily range? Yeah, so Bryce currently broke the daily range, is currently approaching another daily range or 4-hour range. So first of all, the first thing I see is you should be looking to take buys on Euro, obviously, because we're bullish. Let me drag this down here. And we're currently in the middle of 2 4-hour or 2 daily ranges here. Now what we could also add is a 1-hour range here. We have a fair value gap here. So if price wants to, right, it could basically pull back into the 1 hour fair value gap here, and then you could look to take a break and retest it up. But that's how I would take it, right? Because that's like literally my strategy. So if you were to hypothetically trade my strategy, I'll wait for a pullback in this range, wait for some type of price reaction, breakout structure, and then I will take buys back up into these highs. Yeah, thank you, Josue, bro. Guys, make sure to leave a like on the stream if you are enjoying so far. Please, please. That really supports me, supports the channel, provide more value for more people. You know what I mean? You love swing trading, bro? How? How do you manage your patience, dude? I can't. I tried. I can't. And then scalping, like how FX Bashy, I don't know if he's in the stream right now, but bro is scalping in the 30-second and the 1 minute time frame, bro. How do you manage that stress? How do you guys do that? You're absolutely bananas. He gave you a sell signal on New York opening. Didn't end well. 30 pips loss. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Don't worry about it. Sells will happen. Sorry, losses will happen as well. That's part of the process. As long as you minimize your losses and maximize your wins, you're chilling. How long you been trading, man? Also, I'm pretty sure you didn't born with this trading knowledge. So if you're okay with sharing a little of your story, how did you overcome the dark times? That's a great question, man. Thank you for that question, first of all. So I've been trading for 4.5 years now. The first year was literally just gaining knowledge, right? So I was just like on all platforms, like on YouTube I went crazy with free videos. I took so much, like so many notes. I have like a notebook that is like this fat with just notes and knowledge about trading, so the basics and everything. So the first year for me was pretty much just gaining as much knowledge as possible. Obviously I wasn't profitable. It is what it is, right? Second year, I start narrowing down the information, because what I noticed after the first year is I knew a lot and I knew too much. So by me knowing too much, my chart will look like that. It will reflect that as well. So my chart was full, like believe me, full with indicators, guys. I had 10 EMAs. I had Ichimoku Cloud. I had RSI. I had Bollinger Bands. I had trend lines, bro. Like my chart was crazy, okay? So obviously my chart was so full, I had no idea what I'm doing. I had no idea what price could continue now, right? So what did I do on the second year? I'm like, okay, I know too much. So let me narrow this knowledge down and let me actually see what actually works. So that's when I started, looking for trading courses, looking for a trading mentor, because I realized that for by myself, I didn't know how to cut that down. So I needed someone to tell me like, yo, Evan, look, you're doing too much. So I had that mentor, very grateful, and that helped me level up immensely. So after the second year, that's when I started really becoming profitable and actually really seeing success in my trading. So for you guys, if you're still starting, it's your first year, even if it's your second year, even if it's your third year and you're still unprofitable, like don't give up, right? The main thing is keep it simple, right? So don't overcomplicate shit. Like keep it simple. The simpler, the better. And that's just a fact, okay? Second, analyze your losses. Why did you lose? Did you break your rules? Yes or no? Why did you break your rules? So that's when you're going to start analyzing your mindset. Your mindset is a question. How do you perceive money? What do you think about money? Because based on your thoughts to money, that's how you're going to react on the charts. So a good example, I started trading because I wanted to become a millionaire with trading. And I think most of you guys have like the same ambition. You're like, yo, I want to make a bag. I want to make a living from trading. So you come in with this idea of after a year, I'll make my first million type, type shit. That was my idea when I started. So by me coming in with that mindset, obviously, when I would lose, that would not go hand in hand with what I imagined trading was about. So every loss caused me to react emotionally and then over trade and then over leverage, because I was not fine with the fact that I'm losing instead of gaining. And that all started with having the wrong expectation with trading overall. So if you are trading because you have financial struggles, best believe that your mindset is not going to be as fit as it would be from a person that does not depend on the losses or on the wins from trading, that is not dependent on the money that you're making or losing. If you are dependent, you will have emotional reactions based off the losses, and that will cause you to basically push further your trading profitability because you are depending on the results. Did I reach my goal for becoming a millionaire? Not yet, but I'm on the way, guys. I'm on the way for sure. I'm not from Rome, I'm from Germany. I'm actually half German, half American. And I lived 8 years in Mexico, so my heart is Mexican. Viva Mexico. Everyone starts out like that. Yo, that's crazy. But yeah, knowing too much is really crazy, guys. Like knowing too much in the trading game can literally drive you crazy. Like no lie. Let me go back to the gold chart here. Let's see what we get. So I'm not taking any trades anymore. I did have a 3.5 hours, so I'm chilling for the day. But I'll be breaking down here in a second what we could expect. Yeah, trading requires financial stability. Exactly. So if you're just starting out, right, you want to make trading your full-time income. First of all, make sure that you have some type of other income, whether it be a 9 to 5, whether it be a passive stream of income that has nothing to do with trading, because you don't want to be 100% dependent on your wins or on your losses, because believe me when I tell you, that will affect you emotionally. So you want to make sure that from another stream, you have money that comes in every time for sure. So you can afford basically to lose some trades and not react emotionally based off that. So what I'm personally working on right now as well is, building some type of passive income. Do you see your USD breaking those highs? Yeah, definitely. It could definitely go there. Good to hear you reaching your goal. Appreciate you, Pranav. But yeah, on this goal, guys, I want to take you all with me. I want to take y'all with me. Let's all make a bag, a million. Let's go. Why do you guys think I'm here, man? I'm here to provide some good ass value. US 30 the dirty moves. Yeah, as long as you keep it 1%, bro, you're chilling. Because 1% is really not that much. It's like a normal loss, so you're chilling. But yeah, guys, I wanted to break down the 3 different breakout structure setups that I have on my strategy for you, because during every live stream on the Mondays, I want to give you guys some bread that you can maybe work with, right? So the first thing is breakout structures on the 5-minute and 3-minute time frame. That's where I usually look for these type of breakout structures, okay? So let's consider that we are in a bullish trend. Let me remove the middle line here. So we are bullish, and we see price breaking out. Where's my drawing tool now? Okay. So we see price breaking out because we're bullish, and then that's like the 1 hour time frame. And then we see price creating a type of pullback, because when it pulls back in a zone, obviously it's gonna have to create bearish market structure to get here, right? So we see this. And now let's start off with, let me clone this already, the 3 different types of breakout structure for you. And then which one is my favorite, I'll also break that down. Let me just move this a little more to the side. Sorry if this is taking a little too long. Okay, so first breakout structure, we have a lower low, lower high, lower low, and then what do we see? Let me zoom in on this bad boy. We see price come back up, come back down, create a double bottom, and then break out. Okay, let me actually do it like this. Yeah. So the first breakout structure will be the double bottom. So we have one low, and then we have the equal low, like on the exact same area, reject twice. Okay, this looks a little my bad. Let me delete these things here. You guys get the idea. So yeah, and then we have this lower high here, and what we want to wait for is for 5-minute candle to close above this high. And now with it closing above, we've basically broken structure to the upside. So this will be the first indication. Now, you could take a buy based off the breakout candle and place your stop loss below the 5-minute breakout candle, and then you target into the previous highs or new highs, right? That would be the first option to get in. Or if you want to be a little more conservative, you can also wait for price to pull back into this range, reject it. Usually you will see like a fair value gap being built here as well, and then get in down here. And then you will also have a better entry zone and place your stop loss below the rejection candle. Yo, so that's basically the first breakout structure. Okay, guys, remember it's the double bottom. Now let's come to the second breakout structure. So the second breakout structure is when we have this low over here, and we see price absolutely smack that low, and then based off smacking that low, have a huge bullish reaction and close above that high over here, above the lower high. Now this, guys, is one of my favorite, one of my more favorite breakout structure. Actually, I love all of these, but this is one of my more favorite ones because we see a very big liquidity grab over here. So we have a liquidity juice grab over here, and then based off that liquidity juice grab, we get a breakout to the upside, closing above previous highs. Okay, so that's another breakout structure. Keep in mind, you want to look for these on the 3-minute and 5-minute time frame on your major zones of interest. Yeah, gold is very traditional. It respects chart patterns so well. It does. That's why I love it. So that's the second breakout structure. A break off the low, and then immediately a bullish rejection or reaction, and a break off the previous lower high, creating a new higher high. So based off this, you can again get in on a pullback here, or you can get in on the breakout here, and then place your stop loss somewhere here, and then take the juicy buys up, okay? And now we come to the third type of breakout structure, which would be a higher low being created. Now that actually, this is actually my favorite. Okay, so let me draw this out here. Okay, so we see price pulling back into our zone, and then it pulls up, creates a lower high, comes down and creates a higher low, and afterwards a higher high immediately. So now here we got the breakout structure over here, right? And now what I also like to do in these type of BOSs or breakout structures is draw a trend line on these ones. So because that will like allow you to visualize this way better, where we have a higher low and then a new higher high based off that support. So that's free game for you guys. Waiting for these breakout structures on the 3-minute and 5-minute time frame will increase your win rate like very high. If you don't wait for these, what could happen? Price could just absolutely melt and continue lower and lower and lower until you see this breakout structures here. You will have a higher probability of the trade actually going in your favor. And now this could be the same thing, but just the other way around. If you're looking to take sales, you want to make sure that these type of price action happens on your resistance area. Okay. Drop a 1 in the comments if you understood what I mean. Drop a 1, guys. Let's see it. Let's go. Let's go. WW. Guys, also, if you haven't yet, make sure to leave a like on the stream, as it really helps the channel, helps me out as well. And then also, guys, there's one thing I really want to mention, which I believe is a great opportunity. So I got together with a friend of mine, and we will be hosting the first trading retreat based on psychology and emotions on October 1st until October 8th. Now, we still have a few spots open. So if you guys are interested in joining, the retreat will take place in Brazil on a coast. We rented out a huge ass luxury villa. It's already a great group of traders, like-minded people. Like I said, we still have a few spots. If you guys are interested in joining the retreat, you can feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is at Evan Chauncey. Let me write this out. That's my Instagram, guys. If you guys are interested in joining the trading retreat, you guys can feel free to send me a DM and I'll send you over all the infos. Like I said, I still have a few spots open and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Like I literally just bought a drone today, a 4K drone. So we're going to go crazy with the footage. Oh man, I'm so excited. Good guy, 1% trader, W. Give us an example of resistance area drawing on chart as well. Yeah, do you want it like written, like draw out like here or on the chart itself? Look for examples. What do you want me to do? AMD type of BOS. You have a question, nobody? Go ahead, ask me. No question is a dumb question. You can ask me anything. On a chart? All right, guys. Can you fly the drone? Man, if you come, for sure. If you know how to fly drones, you could go for it. We do have a camera guy already organized, but if you can fly a drone, you can go ahead and fly it, man. If you want to join, you can do that. What's up, Dennis? What's up, my broski? All right, so let's look for a cell example on breakout structure. It's gonna be a little bit tricky here because obviously we are bullish on gold. Yum, yum, yum. But we could have one like an example here. So basically, we approach our zone of resistance. We're still in a bullish trend. We start seeing price, baby, what the fuck? We start seeing price chopping around. Why did I just say baby? I don't know. So it's chopping around, and then what do we see? A boom, break. Okay, so this here is a breakout structure based off, I would say, a type of bounce play. So it's just bouncing around in this area. It's a breakout based off a consolidation, so that's not an example that I showed you guys, but we got to break out a pullback. So you could basically get in on a pullback here and then target a quick 1-to-1 because obviously we're kind of trend trading. So you want to get in here, you want to have your stops above this wick here, and then you want to get out at a 1-to-1. Because typically if you're taking a break of structure setup, you want to get in and get out fairly quick. Now, obviously, you could also target these levels over here. Looking at it though, you would have got stopped out big time because, like I said, we're bullish. So that wouldn't, I wouldn't have taken, obviously, wouldn't have taken this trade, but just for example purposes. Um, Now, what else do we see? That's a 5 minute. So we got a bullish breakout structure over here, where we see price comes down, lower low, some type of lower high, a new lower low, and then boom, breaks out, close above this high here. So this is the breakout candle on the 5 minute time frame. So you want to get in over here because we've got a breakout structure, place your stop loss below the breakout candle and target a 1-to-1. Juicy. Yeah, Dennis, I did caught the buy. W, a 3.5R. AMD type of BOS is the one that comes for liquidity sweep and does like a fake out. Oh yeah. So that would basically be like the second type of BOS that I showed you guys. Brazil is far from my country. Yeah, it's also far from Germany, but we're taking the tour. Dennis is also coming. My bro Dennis. Let's go. I can't wait. Can't wait. It's gonna be super dope. Above question. Let me see the question here. What are your views about coming CPI and FOMC rates? So I'm not really that into political and yeah, into political analysis or like news analysis. What I typically do, like I don't go crazy on trying to guess the rates and guess if it's gonna go up or if it's gonna go down. What I do is I react and adapt, right? So I wait for price to react, and then based off that reaction, whatever news comes out, I react to that. So if it's a bullish impact, I will see that, and then I would be more confirmed in my bias of taking bias. And if it's a bearish news for gold, for example, and bullish for US, I can anticipate and see that in the next hour we could see some bearish momentum. So that's basically how I use the news and fundamental analysis. Now, what's important for me is every time before going in on a trade, I must check the news because I don't want to be caught up in a trade and then get stopped out unnecessarily. Yeah, fundamentals. That's the word I wanted to say. Exactly. I prefer Point of interest zone. Yeah, I mean the POI zone is always different. Or do you use like an indicator for that? Oh yeah, buddy, Brazil. Let's go. All right, guys. So let me check here a second. Mm-mm-mm. If you guys have any more questions, please drop them in the comments, guys. I got you. 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 Great insights. Appreciate it. I would have caught this goal by if I looked at my laptop. Oh yeah, that's another like lesson I learned big time, guys. Make my breakdown and analysis on laptop or like on PC, because on my phone I used to trade based off my phone when I was still working at a gym. Dude, I will miss out on so many good trades because I didn't see like the big picture. So and analysis I definitely recommend on laptop because you have way more insight. Oh, we didn't see that 5 minute fair value gap, bro. Calm night. I lost another 1% total, 2% drawdown. Bro, you should stop it for today then. Come back tomorrow with a refreshed mind, man. But all good, no worries. No Andre today, I guess. What do you mean? You guys are. What do you mean by dessert? Do you maybe mean three 10K challenges dessert or what we're talking? Did you have any problem with risk management or psychology? How did you go get through it? Yeah, absolutely, man. I think we all have that at one point. Andre's always watching, yo. But yeah, so I obviously dealt with a lot of psychology, like like throwbacks and flashbacks, and I've been through a lot in a trading journey for sure. How I handled that though is I got to a point where I was so low, where I didn't have an option but to actually really respect my plan, my trading plan, and my rules. So sometimes when you're trading, you really have to be at a point where you can't anymore, where you're so devastated with yourself and so disgusted by yourself by breaking the rules and losing so much money, where you're broken at a point, and you're so low that the only way is up, right? So I had to get to that mental point and that mental break for me to actually break out of the bad habits I had when it came to trading, which for me, like I mentioned in another stream, was over trading, and over leveraging was my biggest problem, especially over trading. Oh, he's listening to the lesson as well. Let's go, W. You learn here. Everybody's learning. Let's get it. All right, guys. So we'll get started with the giveaway here. Now, as of to last time, we had hashtag ThinkCapital. This time, it's gonna be hashtag EvanFX. So it's gonna be my name, Evan, and then FX, all in small caps. No, all in small. Okay. Hashtag EvanFX, because we need to get a little bit of variation in here. You know what I mean? I miss trades make me FOMO. Yeah, that's why you gotta have rules. Like 2 trades per day or 2% per day, and then call it. All small, guys. No, not all caps. All small, please. All small. Even if X. No, I'm working on this. Let's go. Spam them comments, y'all. Hashtag EvanIfX if you want to get entered the giveaway. I'm giving away 3 10K challenges from ThinkCapital because they're absolutely amazing. Dude, my hair is a mess, y'all. Sheesh. Bet. I'm just making sure. Already wanted an account with Andre last Friday. I'm just waiting to receive account. W. Oh, good. Yeah, just contact Andre via Discord, guys. He's gonna reach out to you. Keep them coming, guys. You still have a few minutes to enter the giveaway. Hashtag EvanIfX. And you'll get a chance to win a W10K challenge. Who doesn't want that to start off the week? Damn, it's crazy to see my comment, like my name in the comments so much. It's flattering. Nah, I'm kidding, guys. Of course, Burhan Ali FX, we got you, bro. Every Monday, every Friday with Doey as well. You know, we're here to provide value. You look good. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. I just got a haircut as well. I got a haircut 2 days ago, but my hair grows so fast, like so quick. Keep them coming, guys. You still got a few minutes here. 3 minutes. Hashtag EvanIfX if you want to enter on the giveaway. 3 winners will be picked here randomly with our software or whatever this is, website. Alex, bro. I don't know what to say to that, man. I wanted to read out loud the comment, but I'm afraid I might not be able to read that out loud. But I appreciate you. If you're lucky, you'll win, though. If it's God's will, you win. Hashtag EvanIfX, all small, guys. All right, we got a lot of comments loaded up this W. All right, you guys are ready? Are we ready to pick the winners? Are we ready to pick the winners? Let me share my screen sheet. All right, you guys can see my screening? Got countdown 10. Got the comments loading up. Let's refresh this. Let's refresh it. Fresh. All right, I say we get started, y'all. Let's get started. Countdown 10 seconds. We got 3 winners, no duplicates, filtered by hashtag. Let's get it. How no comments match, bro? What are you talking? Is this not loading? Wait, guys. Wait. We're having technical issues. We're in technical. This is a hashtag, yeah. Filtered by hashtag, yeah. How are no comments matching? It's EvanIfX, isn't it? Wait, guys. Let me reload this page real quick. Let me reload this because it's like not loading. Just give me a second. All right, now I think now we got it. One, two, three. Okay, I think now I got it, guys. Sorry. Oops. All right. Let's confirm. Got EvanIfX. We start this. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. And the winners are Nobody, Calm Night, and Kirubel Evo. If I'm not mistaken, though, Calm Night already won one last week, if I'm not mistaken. Calm Night, did you win one last week? I think it's fair to give another one to someone else. What do you think about that? What again? Yep. All right, so we're going to redo Calm Night because he already won one last week, right? So there's another chance to win again. So let's go back. Give me 1 second here, guys. Stop this real quick. Give someone another chance. Yeah, we'll give someone another chance, guys. No worries. Because Calm Night already won. So do it again. Oh, I got the wrong video. Man, this is taking time, guys. I just want it to be perfect for y'all, you know what I mean? I just want somebody to win. Let's copy the link, close this, go back here. Them are lucky. Yeah, that's lucky, actually. No lie. All right, I think we're almost ready. Almost ready. So let's hope that this time is nobody that already won, though. Otherwise, that's gonna take forever. All right. Okay, we're good to go. One winner. Again, we had to redo this. Let's start it. Your luck is on holiday, bro. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. The winner is BFX Sosa. Congratulations, man. Let's go. That's our third winner here. W. WWW. Got a 10K challenge. Everybody who won, make sure to join our Discord and write Discord support in our channel on ThinkCapital Discord so you can get hands on your challenge. Do not blow it though. Do not blow it. Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined, okay? Don't over risk, don't over trade type shit. So now before I hop off, guys, I know it's already been a little over an hour, but before I hop off, I want to break down gold here for you so you have like a little bit of an idea what to expect in this week, okay? Congratulations, W. Spam some W's on the comments, guys. Also leave a like on the stream if you haven't yet. We do this every Monday, so I need to see you guys here back on Monday as well. Last time you won with Doe W. Yeah, congrats everybody. All right, so let's break down gold. Wow, crazy. We continue pushing. Okay, that's absolutely bananas. So, looking at gold, guys, we're still bullish. Now, this, wow, this daily candle is crazy. It's actually crazy. Yeah, what should I say? The 4 hour is crazy as well. So right now there's no real opportunity anymore. If you didn't catch the other buys earlier today during the stock exchange open, no real high probability opportunity to get in because we're currently in the extension leg, right? So this is the, or basically the breakout leg. So whatever comes up must come down sooner or later. So what you want to wait for, because this is already in a 1 hour time frame, is basically if you're looking for high probability buys, you want to wait for some type of pullback into any zone of interest. And then based off that area, you want to make sure that you wait for some type of price action, breakout structure, rejection, blah, blah, blah. And then you can take buys up into the highs the price will create now before starting a pullback. Okay. So that's basically you want to wait for some type of pullback here, at least on a 1 hour time frame. If you're looking to scalp this though, like getting it out type real quick type shit, then yeah, the area could have possibly been these highs here, which are like 5 minute highs. I would definitely not recommend take trades based off that. But if you're like a super sweet, like a scalper, then you can, wait for a teeny tiny pullback in this 5 minute structure, wait for a rejection, and then take buys up. Or what else do we have? We have a minor fair value gap here, so maybe a minor rejection here, or a fair value gap down here, which I think this would be a little bit of a better entry area to take buys based off. But then again, still not the high probability because we're not dealing with a high probability area. We're just dealing with 5 minute market structure, right? So this could be possible buy setup here. Not the high probability, so just so you guys know. Now, what can we see for the rest of the week? Very interesting. It's going to be super interesting. What I would like to wait for is, first of all, on the 4 hour time frame, for some market structure to be forming like it did over here. So basically something like this where we have a high and a clear low where we got to wait for a breakout and then the retest in the range to take trades. So I want to see price here now kind of form like a range, like a 4 hour range where we could take trades based off buys down here, break and retest, buys up here, or sells, break and retest to the downside here. So that's basically what I'm going to be waiting for. But right now we're just pushing, pushing, pushing. So we got to wait for price to come down for some type of pullback before looking to take anything. Yeah, we got to be patient here. Appreciate you, Alex. Thank you. Thank you for the support. You should take updates on stream about giveaway winners account. It would be good to know how they are progressing. Yeah, why not? If it's not putting too much pressure on the people that are trading, then definitely. Yeah, we could do that. That would be a good idea. Because for me personally, I know for a fact that when I kind of trade live, sometimes I'll put like a lot of pressure on myself, especially in the past. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and then my performance would suffer under it because I know like, okay, there's a lot of people watching, so I got to perform better, and then it goes the other way, and I keep losing. So I totally understand if there's people that don't really want to share it, but that's fine. All right, guys, if you haven't yet, smash the like button, please. Leave a support over there. Also, quick reminder, if you guys are interested in joining the trading retreat in October, the first week of October, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is Evan Sean C, right? All written together, Evan Sean C. You'll also find me on the homepage of ThinkCapital as well. If you guys are interested in joining, send a DM over there. You won't regret it. It's going to be an awesome time. A group of 16 dedicated traders in a villa in a tropical island. It's going crazy. Let's go. Yeah, contact exactly everybody who won. Contact Andre on Discord, guys, on the ThinkCapital Discord. The winners, contact Andre over there, and you get your account. You get your account set up. All right. Now, besides that, guys, don't overtrade, don't over risk. Wait patiently for a setup and trade with the probabilities. We're currently bullish, so look for buys, right? If we start switching bearish, then look for sells, but always look and react to what the market is actually giving you. Make sure you have a plan. How many trades per day do you take? How much are you able to lose on a day before you stop? Like, you got to have a set of rules, right? And then apply those. Don't go breaking them and then wondering why you're still not profitable. If you have rules, apply these. I know it's easier said than done, but sooner or later, you're going to really have to get your shit together and actually apply those rules. All right. Hype is real. Let's go. W. All right, guys. I'm heading off here. Enjoy your week. Don't overtrade. Don't over risk. Look for high quality setups, and I'll see you guys next Monday. I gotta see you guys next Monday. Okay, I want to read all these names in the comments that are here right now. I gotta see them next Monday, and then also I want to see them on Friday in Doey's live stream as well. So make sure to join on Friday as well, because with a little bit of luck, you might win something there as well, right? Every pullback is to bring opportunity to scale in. Exactly. Even if XW, appreciate you, Pranav. Appreciate the love, guys. Of course, nobody. I got you guys. Take care. Have a nice rest of your day. Peace out.